Old business. Presentation to the council on August 9th, and I wasn't here, so you were here, Steve and Sharon, and whoever was here. If anybody wants to fill us in, or we have before us or notes from Adam that say zoning hearing. At the last council meeting, the council voted 4-0 in favor of dissolving stone properties.
That's the 23rd, right? We're talking about the presentation on the 9th first?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was here for that.
Yeah.
You were here for that.
I was here, I did that. Chris put together the PowerPoint presentation, thanks to her. And we came in and presented the presentation to the council. And it had a number of issues on there: curbs, gutters, streets, buildings, houses, sidewalks, all kinds of things. And so anyway, there was this discussion held after that, and mostly centered on the old Matt Shoes building, so, or the Winchell property, however you want to refer to it. But there was some discussion, which was helpful. And any of you want to add anything?
That meeting that night on the 9th? Mm-hmm. No, I just think it was something that we needed to do as a, whatever we call ourselves, a board of commission or whatever, to get this ball rolling, to bring to people's eyes that there are problems that need to be addressed. Mm-hmm. And we need to make some sort of progress.
I think it was well received.
Yes, I do too, very well.
That's right, Tammy was here too.
Yeah.
Trying to remember, I wanted to do many meetings. So, are there any other comments that anybody wants to make? I think when we wrapped it up with the Matt Shoes building basically, and hopefully some type of plan as to what we were going to do with that. So.
Sure.
Yes.
Do you want any input from?
Sure. Yes, we're open to that.
I do plan on going down and visit with Dee Winchell personally. I plan on having a couple of other people accompany me. I'll just keep you informed what that progress is.
Good. Appreciate that.
And then later on I'll visit about some other things. I don't have an agenda, so I don't know where I should fit in.
I wish I had an extra copy, but I don't right here. But that's okay if you want to go ahead and keep us up to speed. That's fine. We're just what we have on the agenda are just the citations from the hearings at the council meeting on August 23rd, which is what you probably are going to address. The zoning maps, the Keep Our Beautiful grant, and the Brownsville program. So that's all that's on the agenda. But if you want to speak, go ahead.
Well, I happened to visit with Sharon in the bank, and he said, you know, what we really need, meaning the PNC, is some direction from the council, and I just want to be able to take back to them what you folks, you know, what direction you want from us, and you know, secondly, I want you to know that I'm on board with you folks in cleaning up and you know, and making our community look better. I know I voted against two of the things, you know, on the properties, Earl Stones. That was just on a technicality for the language. What I would hope is that you come up with another proposal that's a little cleaner. And certainly I'd like to see, you know, folks go ahead with that. I know when you passed around those pictures, I didn't know exactly where each one of them was, but they kind of rang a bell, and that really hits home. I've been riding my bike a lot, and I stop and look at a lot of these places, and I think, you know, this really detracts from the value of the people that live around and close, as well as the whole community. You know, when somebody comes and looks and sees these properties, you know, maybe I'm not right next door to one of them, but it certainly affects the value and the appearance of our community. So I want to commend you folks in going ahead with that. Clean up a little bit of the language on Mr. Stone's, and then the other one, I think that did remain as is. So you know, I'd appreciate any direction that you want me to take back to the council. I can't guarantee that that we'll give you the results that you want, but we'll certainly listen and just want to thank you for the work that you folks have done in this area.
And I can add to that, because I have talked to the council members and Adam, and they're not against any of it. It's just that we don't have a plan in place on how we're going to pay for it. And if it is brought to, like every year we have budget meetings and every department comes and asks for a certain amount of money. And if a plan is brought to the council during that budgeting time and you would say, you know, we have 2 properties that we'd really like to look at this year and this is what we'd need for a budget. You know, we can have a long-term plan to get some of this done. It's like, it's overwhelming when there's all of the streets, all the curbs, I think we have to have a place to start, and that's what they were telling me when I was visiting with them. Isn't that right?
And I agree with that, but we were just discussing, I don't think that really is supposed to come from us.
You're supposed to ask for money. You're supposed to let us know. You're one of the committees that we have to budget. We do have a budget line for P&Z. There's some money there. It's probably not enough.
We're just an advisory board. We have no power to do anything.
I didn't know that either.
Well, we're looking for advice from you, though.
What do we don't have any expenses.
Well, the expenses are what you're talking about.
But that's action by the city. I
The
mean,
P&Z probably covers Terry's, salary.
Nothing. Supplies.
And maybe our maps or
Yeah,
whatever, I don't know.
right.
So, I don't know what, I don't have any idea what the line item is
Well,
because of
in
the-
speaking with him the other day, I sat in his office and talked to him, and I think he said there was either $5,000 or $6,000, and he said, I understand that's not enough, but nobody's ever come and asked about it before. So this is just an open communication and conversation, and that I think there's been some mixed communication.
I guess I kind of took it on the few years that I've been on the council about the only monies that we had was enough to pay for the zoning maps that we've been waiting for a year on.
Well,
We've been led to believe we're gonna have it.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
I think we've been led to believe that we probably don't have
Okay,
it.
well, you know what, I will double check, and I'll let Shirley know for sure that I'm not misspeaking.
Okay.
I will. I'll check on it tomorrow, and I'll give you a call. But I just was in there a few days ago after the meeting, and I said, what can we do to start working on this? And he said, well, you know, nobody ever comes and asks, and we have this much, and so I know I'm not telling a complete lie. I will check on it.
But why should it be up to planning and zoning for
Well,
streets and curbs and all that
No,
stuff? That should be a...
no, that, I'm not
Just the
talking
other
about
stuff.
that. I'm just
Okay.
talking about these,
The other
you
stuff.
know, all these recommendations. We need to
Okay.
narrow these things down and come up with a plan that we work on them, that's all. And that's what we were visiting about, and when he said, there's X amount of dollars here, I know that's probably not enough. Maybe we could find some additional if we knew where it was going. So I will double check on that. I don't want to tell you something that's not true, so
Okay.
I will ask and I'll let Shirley know.